This video was requested by a subscriber. I'm going to go over the differences between the original Colt AR-15 model SP1 compared to the newer production Colt AR-15A4. Okay, now the SP1s were manufactured from around 1964 up until 1981, and there were slight variations between the ones manufactured in the 60s compared to the ones made in the 70s and 80s. I can do another video on that, but this is pretty much what the Colt model SP1 looked like. Okay, the original AR-15. This one was manufactured in 1981. Okay, this is a last year production rifle. And this one right here came out in 2013 and released to the public in 2014. This is the Colt AR-15A4. Okay, so we have the original and we have the newest production. Now in between these rifles would be the Colt AR-15A2. Okay, I believe it was the R6600 model. Okay, Colt AR-15A2. That would be the one that was in between these two. Colt made that in the late 80s and ceased production from that. And after the AR-15A2, Colt did not make a full-size AR-15 with military features until this AR-15A4. Okay, so we'll go over the differences here. Start with the flash hiders. On the SP1, it has an M16A1 birdcage flash hider. The slots go all the way around. And on the Colt AR-15A4, you can see it's the M16A2 birdcage flash hider. It's solid on the bottom. The barrel on the SP1 is referred to a pencil barrel. It's a thin barrel. If you look on the A4, it's a heavier barrel. Okay, both have the bayonet lug with the regular front sight. Okay, now this front sight is F-marked. This one is just, a standard Colt sight from, the SP1 generation. Handguards, the SP1, this is a composite material, smooth handguards. They do have heat shields. The AR-15A4 has the A2 style ribbed handguard, also heat shield. The delta ring on the SP1 is straight, and the one on the A4 you can see, I don't know how well you can tell, but it actually bows out. It's like tapered. SP1 low receiver, you can see the front pivot pin is a flathead screw. It's like that on both sides. Okay, flathead screw. The A4 is like your standard 6920, just a regular push-out pivot pin. The lower receiver also, you can see there's no fence around the magazine release. This is called a slab side lower receiver. The A4 has the fence, and also inside the fence here, that's where the spring is to put pressure on the detent for the front pivot pin. The dust covers are pretty much the same, a little bit different, but pretty much the same. The upper receiver, you can see it's a fixed carry handle sight. These are the A1 sights. The A2 sights are a little different. They actually have windage and elevation like this removable carry handle, but on the A2 it was also fixed. So fixed front sight. You can see here 2 apertures. Okay, one's for long distance, one's for short distance. I believe they are different planes. Then this one, this is like the standard removable carry handle sight that comes on the A3s and your, M4A1s. Same deal here. You have a large aperture and a small peep right there. The removable carry handle sights go out to 600 meters, where the fixed sights with the aperture, like on the A2, goes out to 800 meters. Pistol grip, you can see the SP1 pistol grip, same as the M16A1. there's no finger nub. The A4 has the finger nub. Alright. Upper receiver, there's no forward assist, there's no shell deflector. The A4, shell deflector, forward assist. This stock, the SP1 stock is actually made out of a fiberglass, and it's a little bit shorter than the A4. The A4 is actually made out of like a composite or a polymer. Okay, they both have trap doors. See that? Charging handles are pretty much the same. You can see the knobs there to take off the carry handle. What else? Triggers are the same. Now this SP1 actually came with an AR-15 bolt carrier group. Okay, the Colt AR-15A4s come with an M16 bolt carrier group just like the 6920s do. So when I converted my Bushmaster build to the Adams Arms piston kit, I had a spare M16 Colt bolt carrier laying around. So what I did was I took the bolt carrier group that originally came with this out, and I just have it in a box right now, so it's not going to hurt the value of the rifle. And I have an M16 bolt carrier with the original bolt that came with the SP1. So this now has an M16 bolt carrier group. Alright. And those are pretty much the main differences. You can see, you know, old school compared to the modern. Now, the SP1 is very, very similar to the M16A1, with the only difference is the M16A1 would have a fence on the lower receiver like this, and the M16A1 has a teardrop forward assist. Other than that, there's no differences. Oh, and the M16A1 would have the regular takedown front pivot pin. Okay. So yeah, look at this side. Colt AR-15 caliber .223 model SP1. The SP1 is actually chambered in 5.56, but back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, they put .223 on the receiver because this was intended for the commercial civilian market, and .223 was, I guess, more common than 5.56 at the time, so they put .223 on there. But we actually called Colt up, and they told us the SP1s were chambered in 5.56, but however they did mark them with .223. You can see there, Colt's Firearms Division. Okay, and the A4. Flip it around here. Colt AR-15A4 caliber 5.56 millimeter. And here, Colt Defense, Hartford, Connecticut, USA. With the SP1s, it was more common to see them with 20 round aluminum magazines, and these modern, you know, AR-15A2 up until the A4, standard 30 round magazines, and I have a P-mag in here. So there you go, pretty much the rundown with the differences between the SP1 and the AR-15A4. This could also serve as a comparison for the M16A1 to the M16A4. Very, very similar comparison. So there you guys go. Alright, take care.